in today.
How does it feel about Nikolaj Ehlers? How do you feel about Nikolaj Ehlers today? Let me phrase that another way. How much better do you feel about Nikolaj Ehlers and the Carolina Hurricanes and his role in the Carolina Hurricanes today? Probably a good amount, right? And the reality is, I said this earlier, I don't know if he played a ton better than he's been playing recently. Right? It's they say it about football on any given Sunday. It's true about hockey too. Hockey's a game of inches, gentlemen. Right? Nikolaj Ehlers takes a good shot, misses by 2 inches wide left. Oh, what's going on with Ehlers? Oh, he's a bust. Takes a good shot, hits the inside of the post and goes in. There you go. Knew he had it in him. Finally, that's what you pay him for. The difference, 2.5 inches. Right? It's a game of inches. That's why stupid little things, and I say stupid just because it's like trivial, not because it's inherently stupid. That's why trivial little things like Seth Jarvis scoring an empty netter, they matter. Because you look back and you'll go, oh, he had a goal there. He's not on a goalless drought, even though it's, didn't have to maybe work as hard for that one, right? Once you get beyond like 2 or 3 games out, I think most people just treat stats as stats. For like 2 games, I think context matters, right? If you hit the post 3 times in one game, in the middle of a scoreless drought, after that game, people are definitely talking about it. Like, oh, that's just bad luck. He hit the post 3 times. He's playing well. After the next game, you still don't score a goal? Yeah, but he had that game a couple games ago where he hit the post 3 times. 3-4 games later, he's just on a scoreless drought. Nikolaj Ehlers, again, I don't know if he played any better, but he scored. It was a power play goal. It was in the first period. It ended up being the difference, right? It was the goal that gave you the lead. And because of all of that, it's gonna feel much different talking about Nikolaj Ehlers. And also, Pyotr Kochetkov in net. How much better do you feel about that situation now? Right? 1 game, posts a shutout. Although I should say that the skaters for the Carolina Hurricanes, they give a nice little half day, essentially, to goalies in their debut this year. Brandon Bussey got his NHL debut and season debut a couple weeks ago. And he didn't face a shot in the third period, right? So the skater said, you did good in your debut. Take the rest of the day off. No shots on goal in the third period. Well, yesterday it was Pyotr Kochetkov's season debut. They essentially said, take the last 28 minutes off. He did face 1 shot, but it was from like 80 feet away, and it was just right down Main Street. That's it. That's all he faced in the third period. That's all he faced over the last, I think it was 28 minutes. That's good, right? So now you have goalies that are playing well. You have 3 of them, right? And it just changes the way you think of that position, and it makes the decision to keep 3 easier, right? Because now if you have to do some roster gymnastics, if you have to figure out ways to keep all 3, it's so obvious because all 3 have done something of significance this year, and you know that Bussey's not going to clear waivers. You know that these guys are playing well enough. It's 1 game can change so much. 1 game can change so much. If I have a bone to pick, if there was one thing that replayed in my brain a few times that was just like, come on. They did change up the lines yesterday, which I'm fine with, and I said that. And obviously, whatever they did, even though it was on a power play, it got Ehlers on the board. So, good move regardless of what they do moving forward. But there was one play, that kept replaying in my brain. It was Taylor Hall, Sebastian Aho, and a 2-on-1. Hall had the puck. And when I tell you, if we're grading like scoring chances out of 10, I probably would have given it like a 7.9. Like it was a really good chance by Taylor Hall. And there was a slightly more difficult pass that could have given Sebastian Aho probably an 8.9 shot attempt if the pass was completed. Right? You could pass up a really good shot for a potentially great shot, which is, of course, in the unselfish world of so many of the Carolina Hurricanes' thought process. Taylor Hall tried to make the pass ahead to Aho, and they didn't connect. Right? Couldn't really missed. We'll just say it was a not a bad pass, not a bad effort by Aho. I don't want to put it on either of them. It didn't connect. It happens in hockey, right? Puck bounces a funny way. They don't even get the puck to Igor. They didn't even make Shesterkin make a save. And that's one of the more frustrating parts about the Carolina Hurricanes for me. Even in a game that they win 3-0, even in a game where we could write sonnets, we could write odes, we write so much good. We haven't even mentioned Alexander Nikishin, who just keeps getting better. Right? There was so much good. There was that play to make me go, shoot the puck, Taylor. Maybe I'm greedy. Maybe I am. Who cares? I want to be greedy. I want 4-0 rather than 3-0. Because in a game down the road, that might be 4-3 rather than 3-3 going to overtime. Shoot the puck. And that's part of why I think they mixed up the lines yesterday, which is why I brought that up, right? There are guys that are seen as creators or just in their inherent nature are more shot creators, whether it's for them or for others. And when Ehlers and Aho were next to each other, it felt like they had two inherent creators. That's not saying they can't score, but they're always trying to think one step ahead. They're always trying to set up the great shot. And I thought by mixing it up, you might put some inherent creators with a few more guys that understood their role would be to score. And then Taylor Hall has the opportunity, and he's got daylight against Igor Shesterkin on a 2-on-1, and the guy back on defense understands who's behind him, so he's paying a lot of attention to Sebastian Aho, and Taylor Hall still tries to make the difficult pass hunting for the great shot. It's what's frustrating about the power play. It's what's frustrating at times about, I always say I like angry Aho. About non-angry Aho, one of the things that's frustrating is he's always looking to make the absolute right, perfect play rather than just getting mad, seeing red, and trying to score. I want that on the Carolina Hurricanes a little bit more. If you go back to at the beginning, this is not a conversation that just started. If you go back to the beginning of last year, Gostisbehere was new old, right? He was back on the team. And in Gostisbehere's first games, he had like 7 shot attempts, 7 shots on goal, something like that. And I remember going, I love this guy. I want him playing a ton not because he was playing great. I don't remember if he was scoring goals. I don't remember what his plus minus was. But I was going, I hope he just lets everybody know it's okay if you have the shot to just let it rip. Get 7 shots on goal. Good things will happen whether you're scoring goals or not. I wanted that mindset. When Bradley Nadeau was called up, I thought, hey, everybody tells me the rest of his game might take some time, but he's got a shot. And I was going, perfect. Shoot. Let it fly. I've said this too, and it's why it's so frustrating because it's not a new conversation. I think it's good for like the Canes in life. I think they're all really nice guys, right? I think it's better like for them as humans. Their parents should be more proud the way that they often play hockey. But a few times I want to show them like The Last Dance, right? I want to be like, there's probably some stuff when Michael Jordan's parents watch this documentary, they're like, oh, Mike, come on, man, be nicer to your teammates. But that probably is what made Michael Jordan. Right, I kind of want them to be more selfish. The avocado selfishness I talk about. Taylor Hall, shoot that puck. I guarantee you. And you know what? Because all your teammates are the good people I just mentioned, 0% chance will Aho be mad at you. He won't be sitting there going like, man, you could have gotten me a really good shot opportunity. No, he'll be like, hey, good rip, right? Sorry, I couldn't grab the puck retrieval or whatever if you missed. Like, that's what you're looking for. Other than that, I think it was a really good game. 3-0. You have to – part of the story is the Rangers did not look great.
No, the Rangers stink.
Yeah, that's part of the story. So, add that check. We've now added it. we can go on to the rest. I think it was really good for Pyotr Kochetkov. I think it's a weight off the shoulders of Nikolaj Ehlers. Sean Walker, your boy, your multiple points, including a goal. That's can't have enough of that for a player like Sean Walker, building confidence. And every game you win, every game you play, is hopefully a step closer to getting some of your injured guys back. And especially a win, it brings them back in a better situation, standings-wise, record-wise, right? Points accumulated by the team-wise. So get the win. Don't give it back because the other team ain't great. Say thank you. Get ready for the next one.
I'm hoping for Ehlers. It's just the fact that, like you said, he didn't play much different. Still creating scoring opportunities. He had 6 shots on goal yesterday. No different. But the fact that he finally had one go in, he's like, okay, I can breathe a little bit.
Yep. And hopefully it's reinforcing, right? Sometimes it's just you're doing everything right and you're not getting the results. There's a huge temptation to make big changes. Hopefully a goal just lets them say, no, keep doing what you're doing. If you want to do it a little bit better, a little bit more quality, cool. But keep doing what you're doing.